I'm still trying to find that bloody button.
Hello, Shorty. How are you, mate?
Oh, it's good to be back. It's good to be back.
What's up, Wednesday? We had a week off because we were a little bit frustrated last week. And and rather than just get straight into that, I want to start with a little bit of humor, if that's all right. Because I think before we get into the seriousness of it, I really want to throw something out there. So I got so last spring, right? I got so excited. I wet my plants.
Well, you know what? I got home the other day, and Tiger goes, Dad, did you get a haircut? I said, no, mate, I got them all cut.
Well, I have a problem with that. Oh, let's go. Hey, did you hear about the circus fire?
No, what happened?
No, it was seriously intense.
What about? Did you watch the news the other day? It was so interesting. That news the other day about that guy that stole a calendar. You know how long he got? 12 months.
No. Oh, that is so bad. I was going to tell you a joke about pizza, yeah, but it's way too cheesy.
Hey, guess what? Why are skeletons so calm?
Don't know why are skeletons so calm.
Because nothing gets under their skin.
Oh, do you know what? On that note, on that one right there, no more dad jokes because I'm about to share with everybody what's got under my skin.
Boom, boom.
So boom, boom. All right, so here we go. And there you go. Hey, that's great, but I love this comment so bad. Oh, I love it. And we do got to love a good dad joke, right? Start us off because start with the small. Oh, hang on a sec. And it's I did learn how to come back.
Where's he gone? He's just disappeared like that. Bushka. Hopefully he does come back. But thank you for that. I love a good dad joke. That was so good. So we've got a bunch of news to share tonight. Hopefully he'll come back. Oh, do I hear something? Oh.
I love my tech skills. They're just awesome. I love it. So anyway, I'm back. So what got under our skin last Wednesday, Shorty?
Do share. Please share. Please share.
So if you know much of the story about Shorty and I, it all started nearly 3 years ago now. Nearly 3, you know, that we met and we through Alan Stevens, which is we're going to have him on shortly, but we met because of a passion of running and a passion of connecting with people and a passion of doing good, right? So speaking to Shorty and we're just connecting and we're connecting really well. If you haven't ever seen Shorty and I meeting for the first time, I highly recommend you see it, right? It's pretty cool. Actually, can we post it in the comments later? Because it's really cool, right?
Go over. I'll just jump in there. Go over to our YouTube channel, The Business of Smiles, and subscribe because all these, they go straight into our YouTube channel and we've got a bunch of other resources in there. And one of the funniest ones is when we first meet. So go over to our YouTube channel, which is at The Business of Smile. Sorry, go.
No, perfect, right? but we started talking and we're sharing. I said, Shorty, I've got something I really want to do. And you go, I'm in. I go, you serious? I said, I haven't even told you what it is. He goes, no, I'm in. I'm going, all right, let's have a crack at this. I want to run from Sydney to Melbourne. He goes, yeah, I'm in. No hesitation. There's like half a second. Yeah, no, I'm in. And I'm like, giddy up. This is a bloke's just as mad as I am. So that's, I've got beautiful. I found someone I can connect with properly. And since then, we've been on this journey, right? And it's, yes, it's a run. Yes, it's a physical feat. Yes, it's, something that's going to test us physically, mentally, and everything. But I think the number one thing about this journey is We're actually out there to touch hearts. We actually want to get out there and really just let people know that someone cares about you. You know, like it's, and with our socks, the Smilligan socks, they really do make a difference to people. And when somebody looks in their drawer, they look in their bag, and they remember the connection we had when we give them. So, you know, like here we go, Shorty. It's been a while since I pulled this one out. Right? So they say it takes 10,000 hours to become proficient in something, right? They say it takes 10,000 steps to be healthy each day. And if you listen to Justin Bieber, it takes 10,000 hours to earn that sweetheart of yours. Oh, geez,
Still got it.
Right? I've still got it, right? So we've got a mission where we want to touch 10,000 hearts from Sydney to Melbourne, because we know it'll make a difference to people. We know, because we've already been doing this for a long time now, what difference a pair of socks makes. So with that in mind, you know, we were meant to go in October 4th. We've geared up for it. I've been training bloody hard for it. But unfortunately, due to a circumstance that I can't release yet, and I'm holding on to this because I'm not happy. And last Wednesday was deadline and it wasn't met. So we're going to have to postpone again for the third time. You know, first time because of COVID, second time because I ripped my bicep off. This time because of this. We will find better opportunities. We will be stronger because of it. But it's burning a hole in me, Shorty. Burning a hole in me. You know.
What's that hole? Tell me what's that hole.
So that hole is basically I love people. And I love putting myself into a position where we can say, you know, no matter how much pain we're in, we can walk this journey together. We can do this together, you know. And like when I did the half Ironman with the backpack full of socks, it was just evidence of what was going to be like, right? So 21 Ks, backpack on after a swim and a ride. And it was epic, just touching hearts and just connecting with people. And that's what this is about. So not being able to do that, it's my dream, right? It's my dream to do this. It's not, I've been thinking about this for so long. It's not funny. And I want to get this done. I want to achieve my dream. I want this, and it's not a little one. It's big. I want to get it done. You know, part of me just wants to put my backpack on and just go now, like bugger it. But it's not going to have the, I don't have any socks, so I can't do that. Like, unless someone wants to turn around and give me a couple $100,000 now, feel free. I'll take it and I'll run. But that's the way it is. So with that in mind, last Wednesday, one of the things that we are both very conscious of is how we turn up in life, right? And if we had turned up last Wednesday, we wouldn't have been our best versions of ourselves. And sometimes you got to know when to project and when to. It's okay not to sometimes too. It's okay to take a step back and just go, can't do it tonight because okay. So what's it mean to you, Shorty? What's that mean to you? Because I
just want to grab that because you know, I'm a big preacher of filling up one's cup first before others. You know, filling up one's cup first so I can turn up to and help others to fill up theirs. And so my cup was empty last week. You know, it felt like it. You know, I'm not sure if you've been to Luna Park in Sydney, but you know, I described this feeling this last week of one of the rides at Luna Park, which is the Mighty Mouse roller coaster. So it's one of the roller coasters. I don't know how it's still going all these years. And it's like two people can fit into each carriage and they're really small and it goes up and you get to the top and you start going and all you see is the water. And you go, oh, how mad's this? And next minute, it's a sharp right. And you're like, whoo, it's like almost whiplash. Whoo. And next minute, you're off, down, up, up, up. And at every corner, it feels like a whiplash. And you're like, whoo, whoo. And that's, I've got the week. That's how I've been feeling. Some ups, some downs, some highs, some lows, some and then the emotions around that. Anger, frustration, resentment, just but like, it's been an interesting week, put it that way.
Yeah. That's all. Yeah.
I'm just waiting to come into the home gate and go, I can take the seatbelt off and get out.
Well, let's take the seatbelt off. Let's go into the home gate, right? Because one of the things that you and I both do is when something does go a bit sideways, we go back to the places that are important to us, right? We go back into the things that we love. And one of those things is our kids.
Yep.
You know, and for me, I just absolutely adore my son. Like, and I hope I don't too much, but I just love to see him grow. I love to see him become the best version of himself. So tonight we've got someone who's helped both you and I with those relationships. So without further ado, I'm going to bring him in. Is that all right? All right. I hope he's prepared with a bloody dad joke. Otherwise, I'm going to sack him.
Hey,
Alan Stevens! Papa,
how are we all going?
Bloody awesome. How are you?
So good.
Pretty good, thanks.
So, Papa.
Yep.
Yeah. Did you hear about the strawberry that got run over crossing the road?
No.
It created a real traffic jam.
Oh, well, I'll give you one back if you like. Then, why did the grape? What did the grape do when it got stepped on?
What did the grape do when it got stepped on?
Let out a little wine.
Hey,
Mate,
Papa.
Oh no, it's not really a dad joke. That's a grandfather joke. It's even worse than a dad joke.
Oh, my favourite one, and I just keep using it, right? Why do you take a mushroom to a party?
Because the fun guy.
Yeah, but got to sell it a bit more than that, Papa, because it's the fun guy. If you're going to go it, you got to go it. I love it. Oh, well.
I think that was the very first dad joke that you ever told me on one of our sessions on the Campfire Project.
I hope so, because it's my go-to every time.
That's the next tattoo, I think.
I think, the fun guy underneath the smiley, you reckon? So, I love it. Well, look, and this is part of being a dad, right? Being a dad. And I think that's something that tonight I really want to dive into, Shorty, because, you know, Business of Smiles is about connection. It's about, you know, creating bonds. And one of the bonds that you and I have been able to create significantly is with our kids, you know, and I love it. And your bond with your kids, Shorty, talk to me about it.
Oh, it's amazing. Three completely different kids, all with a different bond. And for me, that is special. I mean, there's no one kid has the same bond. It's all different based on, you know, different viewpoints, different beliefs, and different perceptions. And then when we get into this, understanding them on a deeper level of what makes them tick and how they respond and how best to communicate. And that has just made it such a beautiful opportunity to watch, you know, as you said, when you see Oscar grow, like that as a dad, to see them shine, to see them grow, for me, that's success. That is that level of, wow, you know, I have done and I'm doing and I'll continue to do my best job I can to help them continue to grow, learn, and be the best versions of them.
And I love that, right? Because we're both a big fan of putting our kids in front of mentors. We're both a big fan of not always being the person telling the kids what to do, rather get back and ask questions, sit back and go, okay, well, what did that do? How did that do? And let them teach us. And I think this is where I'm grateful to have you on here tonight, Alan, because, and we'll drag you out in a sec on this, but like one of the things that you did for me, and I know you did for Shorty, was you profiled our kids, right? And I adore what Oscar's doing at the moment. Like he is a phenomenal tennis player, right? Because I put him in front of the right coaches. But there's something that I would not have done had you not have told me about his music trait. Music was not on my radar. Music was not a part of my life. I wasn't looking for him to perform. I wasn't looking for him to sing. And I tell you what, I'm so grateful that you told me that. And I'm going to tell you why. He's going to a school where he's there for his sporting excellence. However, he doesn't quite fit in because he does piano, he does singing, he does acting lessons. But he's so happy that he's found his tribe in those areas. And if you hadn't have told me that, I wouldn't have followed that with him. For him to turn around to me and say, Dad, I'm so happy after the shit that he went through primary school with, it just means the world to me. So from my heart to yours, Papa, thank you so much for helping me get joy out of my son.
No, it's my absolute pleasure, mate.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Well, Shorty, can you share your journey? And while you're doing that, I'm gonna do something that Oscar's told me. Well, actually, no, I'm not, because I'm gonna respect it. I haven't asked him. If he gets home soon enough, I'll ask him.
But case in point right there, right? Case in point right there. It's that level of respect. It's that level of understanding. It's knowing what's important to him and vice versa, And then when Alan profiled, particularly the two younger ones, Lily and Tiger, it was such an eye opener of like, whoa, didn't realize what I had on my hands, on a good way, so to speak. But how to communicate and how to connect with them. When he was talking about Lily, saying, oh, gosh, as soon as she's ready, she'll be out of there. Well, where are we going in 3 weeks? We're going over to the US so she can get a scholarship for college over in the US for her basketball. It's like, oh, right. Funny that. Isn't that interesting? And then when communicating with Tiger, it's the ability to actually go through and explain the why. And then, in a calm, nice tone way, when you actually explain the reasons why, he gets it and you can have a conversation rather than just launching off the handle and just, trying to fight fire with fire. It's the sitting in the explanation that he needs so he gets it, so he can actually walk together and have that deeper understanding. So it's like, once again, 2 kids, same parents are still together, but 2 completely separate ways on how to communicate, how to connect, and how to understand. So like, this is the beautiful thing about the profiling that Alan does. It allows me as a father to understand, how do I communicate with my kids? The classic example, and I've talked to many to around, I pick the kids up and all I get is how was school? You hungry? Right. But for me, I'm so fortunate. It's about, how do we ask those questions, because of the stuff that I learned from Alan, how to frame the question. What question could you ask? And they have the understanding as well of giving that answer back. It's not just, yeah, good, yeah, all right, yeah, boring. It's like, hungry, yeah. It's like, no, it's like, let's get into those conversations. And so I know where they're at and they know where I'm at. It's like, it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
I love that, Shorty, because there is those conversations in the car that, because of the understanding that we have, we know what to ask around that. We know how to open and engage more conversation, which, like I too, I don't understand what it's like to not have conversations, because we're having them all the time, Sometimes we have too many, but that's okay. I would much rather that than the opposite, like it's, yeah. So Papa, listening to this, like, you got 2 guys that you connected just to bring people together, that you've made a significant difference. And I just want to point something out. And Shorty, correct me if I'm wrong. You got 2 guys that fatherhood wasn't taught to, right? And yet, because we have chosen to actively engage and invest in understanding our kids more, what does it mean to you to see us like this?
Oh, look, every time you guys have told me about what's been going on with your kids, I end up in tears. It really, it affects me because my father died when I was 3, so I didn't have a father. And then my boys, I raised them on my own from the age of 4, 11 and 12. And so I don't think I was a very good father. But what I've learnt in the meantime with the profiling and everything has changed that. So I'm really excited the fact that, when I meet with people and I connect with them, it makes a change in their life. So it helps them to be the fathers that I wasn't, or that I didn't have. And so it really impacts them. You can hear by my voice at the moment.
Can.
It always gets right to the heart every time.
That means the world to me, Papa, because we call you Papa because of the love we have for you and for the love we receive from you, and you mean the world to us.
Thank you.
You're making us better men because of what you provide us, and I'm very fortunate to spend a lot of time with people that don't want to be here, and I've been able to learn from them pain points in life that help me make the decisions that I make. For you to gift me the opportunity to be a better man, to be a better father, it means the world to me.
Thank you.
Shorty.
And just that rippling effect, Papa, like that's we talk about here all the time, the 1 + 1 = 3. What you've done here, you've got 1 + 1 = 3 here, but you've also got 1 + 1 of what you've done with Scott and I, and then, equals 4. My 3, Scott's 1, and it just keeps on flowing out to then how the kids interact and then how we interact with others and so forth. So it's such a rippling effect, the gift and the process, both on a heart level, that how you show up, but then what you do on the profiling, that it is actually tangible, right? It's not just, you're not just going in and reading something that it's not tangible, because it's scientific and it's backed, and you get the report and you get all right, well, this is this, and the explanation, and you go through, there's so much detail around it. It is mind blowing. It's not just, there you go. It's getting into that detail, and then how do we implement that? Like, it's a massive, just lost for words, but yeah.
I want to grab that right now, because one of the things that I'm noticing running the Smiles for Life side of things, I've been having a lot of conversations with people and about intimacy as well, right? And intimacy, we both have intimate relationships with our kids. Like, we can talk about anything and everything. Like, there's nothing off the table, right? So having that understanding creates that intimacy, which then takes that into your relationships. And the reason why I'm even bringing that up at the moment is because I'm finding men in particular are having a lot of trouble stepping into it. They're having a lot of trouble stepping through the door. They're so beaten at the minute. I had a conversation with a lady who runs singles nights, and the men are having trouble walking through the door. Then once they get through, they blast themselves, so they got the confidence to go and do that. And to be able to listen and understand traits creates opportunities to connect. And then when you connect, it fills your heart. Like, I don't know if you're watching this right now. I'd love to see it in your comments. How does it feel watching us talk about stuff like this? What do you see? What do you see in us? Is it joy? Is it connection? Is it love? Is it that? Can you feel that? I'd love to know, because if that's something that maybe you want, maybe I'd recommend you get an understanding. And the comments are dead quiet. And Shorty's on delay. So anyway, but What's the purpose of this conversation? Oh, brilliant. Thank you very much. Well, the purpose of this conversation is the fact that both Shorty and I last week had a shit week. We had stuff go sideways and big stuff. And our purpose today is to go back to the things that we love. Go back to our reasons as to why. Go back to the understanding of what it means to us. Why do we do the things we do? It's to give gratitude to a man that put us together. No, what you were just asking. Okay, now I'm confused. So, Shorty, help me out there. What? I'm lost now. Let's go.
So that is the question, right? The question is the question.
You got me now. I'm too far down the rabbit hole in my own head to go back. So the question is the question, right? You were asking, what do we see? Oh, okay.
I love it.
I love it. Right, hang on a sec, right? Look at this. This is why I love being live, right? You were asking, what do we see? And what's the purpose of this conversation is what you see.
So it wasn't a question, it was a statement.
That was a statement. That is hilarious. I love
Question of the
See
statement.
what happens when you put an exclamation mark on, or a full stop, or a question mark? It changes everything.
it. A full stop and a comma changes everything, doesn't it? Oh, you have no idea.
Like our dad jokes. Like our dad jokes.
You have no
So
idea
good.
how funny that is right now. That's very funny. So, all right. So, and I have no idea. Karen Marie, how are you? You gorgeous human being. What's going on?
Marie.
So, all right. So where were we?
So coming back to this, I guess the connection piece and the acknowledgement of Papa of how he started, because it all started with him profiling our kids, right?
Yeah.
It's all started, that's how I met Papa, is him profiling my kids, and that started the conversation around me having a deeper understanding and how do I further connect with my kids? How do I have those conversations? Then profiling with Oscar and yourself, how to have those connections and how to have those conversations. And then Papa actually in the introduction to yourself and myself, Scotty, and then how to have those conversations. And what do we do now out in our communities? We're connecting and have conversations. So if you think about it to the deepest level, it's because of this gentleman, Alan Stevens, and his profiling that he does, has allowed us to be better fathers, has allowed us to be better communicators, has allowed us to connect on a deeper level. And it's all started with his profiling. So, and I think that's it's such a layered, if you look at it, it's such a layered approach, and it's such a deep approach, and we can go on so many different angles. But Papa, I just want to say thank you, because on so many different levels, you've had such a big impact with so many people. And if it wasn't for you, then we wouldn't be doing these What's Up Wednesdays every week. So bloody beautiful.
It's your fault. So if there's any complaints at all,
It's mine.
When my toenails start coming off in the run, it's your fault.
That's a whole new level.
It won't be so much a pretty boy at that point, eh?
So I'm going to grab this because I missed it and I didn't get it. But this is from somebody else. And to be perfectly honest, what a gorgeous human being she is. And she also had her son profiled by you too, Alan. And it's just great that you turned up, because what a beautiful relationship that is. And it's funny, right? We're talking about business smiles, talking about, our kids and what is important to us. And to me, these are the things that when we work out, I truly believe that heaven and hell are here on earth. And I believe that we live them in our latter days. And if we've done the right things, had as many connected the dots as much as we can, we support as many people we can. We're living in heaven because people want to be around us. Alternatively, if we don't, we avoid those, and we're living in hell. I don't want to live in that.
Yeah.
I want to be as connected as possible.
Just go back to what Shorty was saying a moment ago about me allowing you. I facilitated a situation you guys allowed yourself. That's the one thing I want to keep driving home. Like the people who come in and they tell their stories, we provide a safe place for them and they allow themselves. They give themselves permission to tell their stories. So now I facilitated. What you did, you found out more about yourselves. You found out more about your children. And that then you've made better connections with them. And what you found out about yourselves is what you've taken into life and made better connections with other people as well, not just your kids.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's true, right? Like I take fatherhood extremely seriously, and fatherhood for me is, if a young bloke needs a chop out, you give him a chop out. Yeah. We're all part of one community. We support each other. Yeah. One day I really do. I was sitting there today and I wish there comes a day that Pup Smith can play. Do you know what, Hugh Bagger? We're going to make that happen. I'll speak to Alan. Alan, Hugh and Tyler were with us at Christmas. So
yeah.
We're going to have a conversation after this about that. Sideways. Where was I? I was just happy to see that. Anyway, but one of the most beautiful things I've ever done was stand at Bora Bora. And lately I've been sitting down, just putting together some things of some of the beautiful stuff we've done in our time, just here at the Business of Smiles. We've done some extraordinary things. But to stand with 4 other men at Bora Bora and just stand there in silence as men, connected, hearts full, because we're growing together. I'm a proud man, and I'm proud of the stuff that we're doing here. So. Oh, a little bit sober. I need a dad joke to finish off because I went a little bit too tight. Give me something, Shorty. Give me a dad joke.
Oh,
what do you got for
me? What's that? I better go. My fridge is running. I better catch it.
What do you got for us, Papa?
Oh, what do you call a snowman with a 6-pack?
What do you call a snowman with a 6-pack?
An abdominal snowman.
Oh, how do lawyers say goodbye?
Don't know.
We'll be suing you.
I was going to say, where's that button?
Oh, so actually, where is that button? Because anyway, what do you call a hot dog on wheels? Fast food.
Oh my gosh.
Where do you?
Last one. Last one,
and I'm out. Where do young trees go to learn?
Where do young trees go to learn?
Elementary school.
On that note, thank you everyone for tuning in for another night of What's Up Wednesdays. There we go. Have a wonderful night. Thank you for tuning in and looking forward to speaking to you all very, very soon. Check the comments below. We'll put in actually Alan's web address so you can go and check out to get some more details on his profiling. So highly recommended. We'll put that in the comments below. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you all. Thank you, Papa. Thank you, Scotty. Bye for now. Where's that?
No. I've got the button. Where is that button?